Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. I am sending you love, light, blessings, all that good stuff. If you choose to receive it, that is amazing. If not, no worries, no hard feelings. I am Crescent and I am here to talk about a little bit of astrology. That was English, yeah. Okay, so if you see me looking down, it's because I've written down the aspects that I want to talk about today. Um, just little blurbs and stuff, and I'm going to be diving in a little bit more. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but please bear with me because all of this information is going to be very important. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is Venus just recently moved into Leo, and when Venus is in the sign, Venus just really much craves that loyal energy and also wants to be protective of things. Think of a lion like protecting the pride and protecting, the turf, and how territorial like cats in general can be. So just think of that energy, and that energy is definitely being played into the next few days next few weeks actually, because it'll be for however long Venus is in Leo. Also, Venus in Leo also not just craves but desires security, desires just someone that they can look up to. Because the thing is, when it comes to Leo energy is very protective, very dominating, very much that leader type figure. And Venus is, I don't want to say the opposite of that, but they kind of mash together very well. Because, yeah, I don't want to say opposites, but Venus is a little more gentler. Leo is very much like, boom, I'm here. So when they are together, what it does is it kind of empowers Venus a little bit more to be a little more assertive, while also kind of like gentling down that Leo energy, so it's not super crazy overpowering. In fact, with Venus, it's not necessarily that we encompass it more so, it's more we desire it in others. So when we look at others, we think, okay, like, are you a good role model? Are you someone who I can trust? Are you someone who is loyal to me? And are you someone I can be loyal to? And it's not just with like relationships, romantic relationships. It could also be with friendships, it could also be with family, it could also be with work. Okay, this is going to be a time where we're going to be really realizing like, whoa, you're not necessarily who I thought you were, and that could be a good or a bad thing. Okay, and keep in mind that this is very powerful energy. This is very much energy that we could enjoy. Okay, so don't feel stressed about it, don't worry about it too much, just allow things to flow. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is Mars stationing retrograde in Aries, and that is going to be on Wednesday. That is going to be the middle of the week, and this is something that I definitely do need to talk to you guys about because it is very important. Okay, Mars is the planet that rules over actions, that rules over how we portray ourselves, not how we portray ourselves, but like how we respond. Okay, it's action and reaction. It is also desire. Okay, and when Mars is retrograde, it kind of gets like a little jumbled up. Okay, when I think of Mars, I like to think of Mars as kind of like a bullet. It's just kind of like going smooth sailing. And when Mars is in Aries, things go pretty well, but now Mars is in retrograde, so it's almost as if someone redirected the bullet, and now we're like, where is this bullet going? But this bullet is not slowing down because this bullet loves to go very fast within this environment. Okay, so we need to be very careful. We need to be very careful about how we respond to things. We need to be very careful about what bullets we're shooting because we don't know what can come back and hit us. Okay, also, this is going to be a time where we're going to be seeing a lot of injuries, and that's not going to be fun. Okay, and I'm not always going to be talking about something like major. It's just, like, we're gonna bump our head a little bit sometimes. I could see headaches, because keep in mind that Aries rules like the head region. Okay, like when people say Aries are hard-headed, like, yeah, it's a ram. So we could also experience a little bit of issues with the head. So also, intuitively, I'm also receiving a lot of mental illness. Okay, we're going to be receiving a lot of like struggle with that, a lot of I don't want to say relapses, but there's going to be a lot of urges that are resurfacing. So just be careful with yourself, be kind to yourself. Don't, you know, don't poop on yourself because of it. Okay, allow it to just, you know, take care of yourself. I'm not saying to give in to the urges, but just don't get angry with yourself because you're experiencing them. Always, you know, do what you feel is best for you. You know, use the tools that you have available to you to stay safe. But yeah, also, this is not me saying that whatever we're doing to stop, to just not move forward, to just, you know, pump the brakes. This is me saying you have to think creatively on how you're going to approach the situation, okay? That's not me saying you're just never going to approach it. That's me saying do it a little differently. Don't do it the way that we've been doing it for the past couple of weeks, okay? Next, I'm sorry, I'm trying to move a little quickly because I've been talking for like almost 6 minutes now, and I try to keep my videos a little short just so that way they're easier to swallow. Anyways, okay, next we have Jupiter stationing direct in Capricorn. Okay, normally when we hear stationing direct, we're like, yes, amazing, but there's a lot of factors coming in as well. Okay, so basically, Jupiter, he is the planet of abundance, of growth, but that's not always a good thing. Okay, we could have an abundance of famine, we could have an abundance of pests, we could have abundance of poverty, of disease. Okay, abundance just means a lot of. That doesn't necessarily mean a lot of good things. Okay, and when Jupiter is in Capricorn, they could, if not treated properly, it could also make a big deal out of little things. Okay, but we're combating that very soon in the next one I'm talking about. So basically, what we also need to understand is, as much as we need to avoid catastrophizing, we also need to take this as an opportunity to kind of look into business adventures, you know, your job, you know, how you know, approach yourself, because Capricorn is very much into that type of energy. But you also have to keep in mind that, you know, very close to Saturn, which is the planet of limitations, of structure, okay? And Saturn's still retrograde, also in Capricorn. So this limiting effect is very much present, and that's not even talking about Pluto, which is the planet of basically destruction. But again, this is not me saying, this is not me scaring you. This is me saying now is a good time to start planning, but not necessarily act on things. And what's adding to the planning feature is the fact that this week, the Sun is going to be trining Jupiter. Okay, Sun is currently in Virgo, which is very analytic, very much of a perfectionist, very much not intuitive, but very much quite the opposite, very analytical. Okay, they go by fact. They make sure they read the books not just once, not just twice, but 3 times, because they want to make sure they're getting everything spot on. Okay, and that energy with Jupiter in Capricorn is going to really amplify the good things that could happen when we're dealing with planning. Okay, not necessarily execution. Remember, Mars is in retrograde. We already spoke about that. So now is not really a good time to execute, but now is a very good time to plan and get things going and start looking in the future. Okay, this is very different from like a Mercury retrograde, where Mercury retrograde is more playing catch up, like what did I miss? This is more no, we need to prepare to move forward, but we're not necessarily taking the steps yet. We're just making sure that, you know, our water bottle's full, we have our trail laid out, we know what we're doing. We're just not necessarily setting foot yet because we know that there's a storm coming, so we're just waiting for things to settle down. Kind of think of it that way. Okay, last but not least, we're going to talk about the Sun, also in opposition with Neptune in Pisces. Okay, Neptune in Pisces is kind of like, oh, it's all good, it's flowing, you know, beautiful mists, you know, it's beautiful, but not necessarily idealistic. Okay, and also Neptune could also talk about addiction, could also talk about mental health. I definitely see that being something we're playing into. And when in opposition with the Sun right now in Virgo, this is literally a wake-up call. This is us saying, hey, listen here. Okay, so this whole like dream fantasy land that you've been living in, here's some hard cold facts. Don't worry, this is just us saying that, yeah, you like this, but let's now make it productive for you. Let's now make it so that way it's sustainable for you, and let's make it so that way you're not struggling. Okay, and this is going to be energy that we're going to be seeing more so at the end of the week, but of course, as all things, there's a bit of a shadow period, and we're definitely currently in that. Okay, so that is all I have for you guys today. If you have any questions, do let me know. Let's have a discussion in the comments, because I would love to help you guys out. And as much as I want to talk more and more about this, I do need to keep these videos pretty short. It's already much longer than I would like it. So thank you for, spending some time with me. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.